Live chat. Oh, oh, I gotta push up here, I think. There's a glare. Oh, Darcia, how are you? Remember to guard your privacy. Is the traffic noise too loud? Mm. Nisi, we got a cold front. It's about 91 degrees Fahrenheit. And there's a breeze, and it's overcast, and allergies are terrible. Just terrible. Guess what? I just realized I had this in the car. I still have not sewn my squares together for my hat. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see. But I had good intentions yesterday when I went to the laundromat to do it there, but I ran into someone I knew and got talking and talking and talking, so never got done. Oh. And I just a few minutes ago I realized this bag was in the car. I really should just sit down and join them. I'm trying to put it up on my shirt so you can see the colors. Well, those 5 little peeps are enjoying their new home. My friend sent me some pictures. Oh, I enjoy making spa sets. I've made so many of them though. I've sold some, I gave some to friends, I gave some in giveaways. I think I got burnt out making them. Something interesting on these YouTube streets. You want to hear about it? Hey, Michael. Look what I just realized I had in the car. I took it to the laundromat yesterday with good intentions to join all my squares together for my bucket hat. But I ran into someone I knew and got to talking and never got them joined together. Never got them joined together. Maybe tonight. The interesting thing is, earlier I saw on my phone I had, a notification thing, and I looked, and somebody was replying to a comment I made on someone else's channel, and this was a while back, and it wasn't in the Yarny community. And hey, Panda. Oh, thank you. Okay. And this person's reply to me is as long as my arm, if not longer. And it started off with, I don't mean no hate. When people start off with, I don't mean no hate, but, or I don't mean it this way, but, you know what I mean? You know what I'm getting at? When they start off a conversation that way, if it's talking to you face to face, if they start off an email that way or a text that way, excuse me, my allergies are really bad. And then they use that little 3-letter word, but, then you know. That just tells you all you need to know before you read the rest of whatever they're gonna type out, and it lets you know the rest of what they're gonna say if they're talking face to face, right? I don't mean no hate, but and I just kind of skimmed through that whole comment really fast, and a lot of it would be going on and on and on and on, and then it would be in big capital letters, and then on and on and on, then big capital letters, and just this person felt like they had to tell me about myself. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, I'm not gonna feed into this. And I didn't reply. Maybe like 2 hours later, I went back and I thought, maybe I should not, I'm not gonna reply to it, but maybe I should just reread it slower than what I did the first time. Because I'll tell you, the first time when it started off with, I don't mean no hate, but, that just turned me off. So I did go back the second time and I read it slower, and I still felt like they were telling me about myself, so I didn't reply. Well, I guess the person, oh, you know what? I might have to move to a different spot because the sun just moved and now it's shining on you. Let's see. I guess the person wanted to keep stirring the pot. So you know what they did? And again, this was not a comment on any of my videos. It was a comment to a comment I made on someone else's. So since I didn't reply to this long comment, the person went and saw one of my videos. Let's move up ahead. I see I see some shade. I'm in a parking lot, so let's just bear with me. I want to tell you all about this. Stay with me. I'm gonna find us a good spot. Hopefully you don't fall. Parking lots, you know, you gotta be looking out for everybody. Stay with me, because I want to tell you. Tell you. Don't you love it when people take the time to tell you about yourself? There's gotta be some shade around here. Oh, big pothole. This is not my usual place that I call you up at, so. Oh, here we go. I think I found it. Ah, doesn't that feel better? Okay. All right, back to business. Oh, who did I miss? Roberta? Yeah, I don't mean no hate, but then and so since I didn't reply to that long comment about myself, the person went and watched just one of my videos, because they only mentioned one. They went and said, I went and saw one of your videos where I was hating on Meals on Wheels. I've never hated on Meals on Wheels. I'm very thankful for Meals on Wheels. And then they said I should be careful representing myself or saying that I'm a Christian, because I could confuse people, and I better fall on my knees and call on Jesus. Now that one I did reply to, and I said I never hated on Meals on Wheels. I'm thankful for Meals on Wheels, and please stop assuming, and no need to reply. Later on, I thought about it, and I should have thanked the person for coming over to watch a video of mine and encouraged them to watch more. Hey, it gives me views, right? But I've never hated on Meals on Wheels. I had said before that, they're not catered to diabetics. I was confused in the beginning when I first started getting Meals on Wheels, because when my doctor signed the paper for me to get it, the doctor's the one that encouraged me to get it after I was so sick after that gallbladder surgery and the sepsis. And Meals on Wheels, because I'm under the age that they usually cater to, my doctor had to sign. And after my doctor did, and Meals on Wheels called me, they said, we got a letter saying that you're diabetic. And they want to know all the medicines and my numbers, the diabetes, blood sugar numbers. So since they wanted to know all that, I was assuming that they had diabetic diets too, but they don't. And so in the beginning I was confused, And when I talked to one of the Meals on Wheels people, they explained it to me that they don't have a diabetic diet because they serve the whole county. What they have is a nutritionist who makes up the meals and the portion sizes that are supposed to be healthy. But I never hated on the Meals on Wheels. And anything that they give me that I can't have, like they'll leave oatmeal and peanut butter cookies. I used to have one, I always have a different delivery driver every day, and some of them don't last. I don't know why. I know that they're volunteers. But I did have one lady, and one day I was outside with the chickens, and she stayed out there about 30 minutes talking with me. I said to her, "Isn't your next client going to be hungry?" And she said, "Oh, you're right." She said, "Time just goes by so fast." And she had to get going. And I happened to look in the bag that day, and for dessert, they had given Oreo cookies. And I told her, "Hey, would you like to take these Oreo cookies? I can't eat them." And she says, "Well, what I can do is I can put them in the bag of my next client. My next client can have them, and that will be a little treat." And so every Thursday, I had this same delivery driver. Every Thursday that they came, if they brought a dessert that I could not have, I would give that dessert to that delivery driver, and she would maybe keep it, eat it, whatever, or she would give it to the next client, which was fine. And like they gave that milk, like 5 or 6 cartons of milk all at one time for any kinds of emergencies the other day. And I brought those the other day to my friend whose mother is ill but loves 1% milk. So I'm just passing on whatever I can't eat or I don't drink. But I've never in any video hated on Meals on Wheels. So I don't know why the person felt that way. But like I said, the first comment, they started it off with, "I don't mean any hate, but..." I mean, I can laugh at it because, hey, God is bigger than anything that anyone can say. And that tells you people's motives, doesn't it? I mean, and that comment was as long as my arm. I can't even tell you what it all was about. And I don't remember whose channel it was on because it's not someone that I follow. It was something that had popped up that interested me to watch, and I felt like to comment, and I did. And this had to be maybe even 3 weeks ago. And then this person that, put these 2 comments on my comment, I didn't even go and check out their channel. I didn't feel like I needed to. But hey, you know what? They checked out one of my channels. They said that they checked out one and I was hating on Meals on Wheels. And that gave me a view, right? Doesn't it? I wonder, now how much of a video do they have to watch for it to count? I hope they watched enough that it counted. Well, the first time I just kind of skimmed through it because it had a lot of, I have a hard time reading messages that have, like, instead of because, they say CUZ. I don't struggle too much if people abbreviate please to PLZ, but when they start to do so many words abbreviated, like because, and they put cuz, in other words, they shorten in their own vocabulary that I have never heard or read, I have a hard time to follow that. Oh, at least 30 seconds. Well, maybe they did. Oh yeah, drinking water. Yeah, Mrs. C's giraffe. She just pops out all kinds of animals. Now the 4th of July. Please don't think I'm anti-American. I'm not. But I mean, I will tell you, the 4th of July is my least favorite holiday. And this is very interesting. Even as a kid, it was. And and you know something else? Several people in my family, well, several, two, couple, so that's couple people, right? Couple is two. Two people in my family, and then some friends of theirs that were almost like family back in the day were really, really into motorcycles, really into Harley Davidsons. I'm talking about the jackets and all the get up. Um, and a couple of my cousins, when we were kids, they would love to go for motorcycle rides with these adults that were our family, like fathers and uncles, and I never did. And I would say, I don't want to go. That it really hurts my ears, like in it, and I would feel some kind of strange pain, like in the middle of my head and in the back of my head, whenever those motorcycles would start up and go down the road and come up the road. And then when fireworks and firecrackers would go off, the same thing, fire engines, that the loud pitch. Um, I can remember all that stuff bothering me as a kid. Now, I guess a normal kid, those things don't bother, because I'm thinking back to my cousins. They all loved it. But as I've gotten older, and especially getting diagnosed with the Arnold-Chiari malformation, the brainstem disease, and talking with neurologists, I found out that it has to do with that. It's like I can't explain it very well, but it's like a hearing sensory issue. It causes a very weird head pain. The um, the boom and bang of the fireworks and of the firecrackers, it just it hurts my head. I never knew that why, when I was a kid, why it was bothering me like that. I didn't get diagnosed with the brainstem disease till I was in my early 20s. And so I never look forward to the 4th of July. And I mean, because of that. And then my dogs, now Monster, the Maltese, she handles it pretty well. But the Chihuahua, she'll run under the bed, and she's under the bed just about all night. And I live outside of city limits. And so the fireworks and firecrackers in the neighborhood start like a week before the holiday. And then when you're in city limits, you can't be setting them off. So that's good if you live in city limits. They can sell them in city limits. They have the fireworks stands in the city limits, but you can't set them off in city limits. I'm sure some do. You know, I was reading somewhere a couple years ago, and then I saw a post somewhere the other day. How many animals and even insects like bees are affected by fireworks and firecrackers? Bees get confused. I never knew that. I know, and so many people's dogs get scared enough that they take off. Dogs go missing during the holidays where there's fireworks, Memorial Day, 4th of July. I see it posted in the neighborhood app. If you see this dog, or if you're missing this dog, it showed up in our driveway. Yeah, I read about the bees. Um, bees, and was it opossums? There was a whole list of them. They get really confused. I get a little off with all that racket. And I also remember I was about 13 years old and had gone to New Mexico, where some of my family lives. And I guess we went there like in May or June, but we were there for the 4th of July and for August for my birthday. And we went out to see the fireworks. Like I said, I was miserable. And it even hurt my eyes to see all that flashing light. But back then, I didn't know why I was so bothered by it. And no one in my family knew. They thought that I was just being a sore sport. And I can understand them thinking that way because we didn't know that it was the brainstem disease that caused these other sensory issues to make me feel so much in pain. I think so. Must be confusing. Yep. Now, let's see. K and K is here. And if you don't know, they're doing that Christmas extravaganza. I don't think it's 2024. I think it, and maybe it is. But I am so, well, what is today? The 5th? I have fallen behind on so much. Let's see, today's Friday. You know, I'm watching the guy on a motorcycle. It's not a Harley Davidson, no, it's another kind. But you know, here in Texas, you don't have to wear a helmet. Oh, Christmas extravaganza 2024. I need to go back and read your email. And I did watch the video twice. And I gotta see about it. Well, this is the 3rd week. Last 3 weeks, I've been every day, every day, every day. And in fact, I think it's been longer than 3 weeks. It got to be so bad that I was really getting, hey, Cindy. I was getting, Nancy. I read it so quick, I thought you were Cindy Lulu. You see what I mean? I'm really off. I've been going so much that I was really getting sick, and I had a endocrinologist for the diabetes appointment July 3rd, and I think I called the 1st or the 2nd, and I said, I need to reschedule. I am taking the month of July off from any doctor's appointments. I am just so tired of appointments. And I explained that call center, because you don't, with the Baylor, you don't call and get to talk to the doctor or the nurse. You call and talk to the call center. And that lady was probably so sorry she picked up the phone, because I went on and on to her. I said, listen, I've been on the go and I'm getting run down. I can feel it. And I'm going to have to reschedule this appointment. It'll be fine with me if it's even the end of August, but I am rescheduling all doctor's appointments for the month of July. I'm not going to see one doctor. And I said, I just can't. I have to get back to pacing myself. I just have to. Because I'm on my own, you know? Other people that have families, like a spouse, they have someone, if they get, are you there? Um, if they get run down or something, hopefully their spouse is able to help them. Or if they got grown kids that can come in and check. But when you're on your own, hey, Esther's not going to pop in. I hope she don't either. Pop in my trailer and see if I need some water or something. Uh-oh. It looked like the screen got blurry. I just marked to watch after this. Oh. Uh-oh. Nisi had to do a little cleaning up in here. Oh, and K&K. Thank you. Yeah, I'll go back and read your email, and I'll go back and watch the video for the third time. And hopefully I can get on board. Oh. Do you have to wear helmets, motorcycle helmets, where you all live? Where I'm from, Massachusetts, it used to be a law. I don't know if it still is. I was surprised when I came to Texas and found out it wasn't. I told you that the 5 little peeps are happy in their new home. My friend, sent a picture, but in the picture there was only 4 chicks. The other one, they couldn't get over with the other 4. So I'm waiting till they send a good picture of all 5, and then I will see how I can copy that picture and put in my community page. But they are loving it. And the tiniest one, that was the hardest one to catch, is just falling in love with my friend, loves to be held and be petted. Oh, in Montana you do. For a gift. In West Virginia. Texas probably is the only state, because you know it's the Lone Star State. Oh, she's fine, except that she's still molting. No, she was not happy. She bit my friend. She was pretty mad. But you know what? Has those peeps, if I were to keep them and they were to grow, should be glad. You know, should be thinking, why didn't these peeps find a new home when they were small? But my friend does think that 2 of them are roosters. And I said, well, time will tell. I thought that person was walking with a pumpkin on his head, but he has an orange hat on. I know. I love Esther. She hasn't laid an egg for I don't know how long now, because she's molting. Must be about 2 weeks. She was still laying an egg when she started to molt. She would lay an egg every 2 to 3 days. Yeah, what else can I tell you? I just thought I would share that about that. I don't mean no hate, but hey, Dorcas. People are funny. Can you hear that speaker? There's a bank there and people are at the drive-through. Trudy. Hey, Trudy. How many of you know Trudy? She's over there in South Africa. Oh, I'm not, Roberta. It just kind of cracks me up. What is that place? That must be new. Across the road is a Hobby Lobby. Right there is a place called Swig. I keep seeing out of the corner of my eye someone walking in a parking lot. First couple times I didn't think nothing of it. Then when I saw the person again, I'm thinking, that's the same person. 3 times, haven't they found their way out of the parking lot yet, walking? And what it is maybe their speaker at their drive-through isn't working, so this person is taking people's orders that are at the drive-through screen. And it's a new place to me. I never seen it because I don't stop at these fast food places, but it's called Swig. Do you have a place called Swig? Hey, JB, Amber, Trudy. Oh, I hope you sleep good. Susan E. And oh boy, really, Roberta? Hey. Yeah, across the road is all kinds of little stores over there. Like, well, I know there's a veterinarian and I think a barber. And a hair salon. And then in the parking is a Hobby Lobby, and then they got a Raising Cane's, which is chicken. Oh, thank you. Hey, Maggie. Oh, a woke devil. What is that? Did the sun just move over here again? I never heard of it either. Called Swig. There's a lot of cars in the... No, it must be a fast food. I can see it says something Bites on the menu. There's a big picture of Bites and it says Bites. Strange name. We have a taco. We have lots of taco places. We have one called Fuzzy Taco. I've never eaten there, but that place gets so packed. They have eating outside and inside. And that Fuzzy Taco place has a big patio with ceiling fans, and it's pretty well shaded. And boy, does it get full when you drive by there. And right next to it is a Burger King, and you hardly ever see any cars in that Burger King. In fact, Fuzzy Taco has become so popular, they were across the street in a little hole in the wall place, and it got so popular and bursting from the seams that they had to move across the street into a bigger place. I know, but people love it. I've never eaten there. I can't handle outside food too well. Fuzzy Taco, and we have Loco Taco, and we have Wingstop, and Cane's Chicken, and Church's Chicken, and Chicken Express, and KFC Chicken, and Fire of the Lord Chicken, and so many chicken places. I think tomorrow I'll clean my fridge. It's a job, isn't it? Even if you keep up with it like I do, it's still a job. Where are you, Amber? And of course we have Sonic. Thank you, Angela. Enjoy your supper. Oh, Eastern Nebraska. I have friends that used to live in Polk, Nebraska. Now they live in Wyoming. And we have we have a very popular place that everything is made fresh. And I have had their bean and cheese burritos. I can't think of the name of it. It's right in town too. So I don't go often. Bearded dragons in your fridge? Don't they have to be under heat lamps? What is the name of that place? What I miss from back home is fresh fish. Fresh haddock and clams, full belly clams. Oh, the food for the dragons are in the fridge. Oh, crickets, kale. How many bearded dragons does she have? I keep thinking about building a worm, what do you call it, farm? A worm farm? A worminary? A worm? I think worm farm. for the chickens. Oh, yeah. She needs a separate area in the fridge. Or she needs a mini fridge just for her dragon food. How about that? A mini fridge. Would that not? Yeah, chickens love worms. But you can't dig in this ground right now. It's the ground is the dirt. What's supposed to be dirt is like concrete. I can't dig for any worms. The poor chickens can't dig for no worms. So I would like to make a worm farm. It's not hard. Just get a plastic tote with some soil, since I can't dig any dirt, and buy some worms like at Walmart. They sell them there in the fishing area. And then every now and then I'd put in like some scraps and turn it over, you know. I've seen it on YouTube. Every now and then I'll go to Walmart and buy a container of night crawlers for the chickens, and chickens, they go crazy. They love them. Oh, really? That's what it's called, right? A worm farm? Yeah. I would like to get that started, maybe like in the fall, so I'd have that as a treat to give them in the winter. Can you believe that we are so dry, even after all that rain that we had? I mean, the lake, I think, is still pretty full. I haven't been out there, but people's yards, the grass is dying. My chicken yard, like I said, the dirt is like concrete. The only way those poor chickens can get any bugs is through the cracks in the soil, if any bugs come up. That big daddy rooster, he tries and tries to scratch around for bugs, and then he looks up at me, and I tell him, there's no way I can help you. Oh. But the good thing is we have grasshoppers. So they're out hopping around, and anytime any of them hop through the chicken yard, I can guarantee you they're not going to make it out. Those chickens, even Lady Jane with that limp, she takes off when she sees a grasshopper. And, well, I don't think the chickens eat wasps, but we got wasps and ants, grasshoppers, walking sticks, ladybugs. Of course, spiders, we have them. We have spiders all year long. And some kind of beetle. I don't know what kind it is. Now, I haven't seen bees, regular bees, but my friends that took those 5 peeps. Okay, I'm going to be in touch with you. My friends that took the 5 peeps had planted sunflower seeds whenever they did, and they said they got sunflowers in their yard, and they did that to attract bees, you know, to help with the pollination. And they said they have been getting bees. And the other day the wife was gonna cut some sunflowers to make an arrangement on the table. Then she started feeling bad for the bees. So she says, I can just take a picture of the sunflowers. Why do I want to take the sunflowers away from the bees? But on the land that I live on, I haven't seen any bumblebees. I've seen wasps, but no bumblebees. ladybugs, walking sticks, spiders, and grasshoppers and ants. Boy, let me show you the line at, what's it called? Swig. Swig? Yep, Swig. Let me show you the line. Did you see it? Let me know if you saw that line. I have no idea what it is. And probably because it's new, they probably have some kind of deal like download our app and get something free. Everything is download our app now. Last week or the week before, it had been so long since I've been to Sonic. Every now and then I love to get their unsweet peach and mango tea. Everybody loves Sonic's ice, right? And you know, if you have a Sonic and you go between 2 and 4, it's happy hour, so their teas and I think they're soft drinks too. I never got a soft drink from Sonic, but I know that their teas, their iced teas, are half price. A Route 44, that's 44 ounces, between 2 and 4 is half price. So I think last week or the week before I went and I got me one and a friend one. And on the screen there, it was saying download our app. Of course I didn't because I don't go often enough. And it was coming up with all these things you could get for free on this day during this time, or you could get this deal on this day at that time if you had the app. Everything is an app now. And I'm wondering if that place, I mean, that line is, it's pretty long, isn't it? I like the, I also like the Sonic Diet Limeade, which is just, is it Sprite Zero that they mix with Diet Lemonade? I think so. But I really do like the unsweet peach and mango iced tea every now and then. Hey, Alice. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. I was just showing them this place over there that I just noticed called Swig. It's new to me. And the line is so long. They got people coming out with iPads taking people's orders. I'll never get to tell you what it is because I don't eat that kind of food. But I'll find out. I know people that eat out. You know what? I know some people that eat out every day. They don't cook. I even said to one of them, a husband and a wife that are friends of mine, I said, I don't know why you have a kitchen. You don't cook. Why have a kitchen? Now, if you don't know Alice Coleman, oh boy, you're missing out. Alice Coleman is the craft fair connoisseur. Is that the word? She is. She makes really cute things that sell at craft fairs. And she's in Canada. Oh, Canada. And I know Alice through Barbara. And Barbara has a channel called Crochet Therapy. And we were with Barbara this morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I was going to say Thursday, but today's Friday. Boy, the bank teller's loud, huh? Over there. Yes, Alice, of course. Alice, we're having a cold front. It's about 91 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Canadian. Oh, someone's creeping up behind me. Where are they going? They were just going around me very slowly. The other day, someone, I think it was my landlord, I mean, this has happened to me over and over and over from people I know. I'll see them somewhere and they'll say, hey, I was driving down the road. Wait for this loud car to go by. They'll say, I was driving down the road and you were driving up the road and I honked and I waved and you just kept on driving. And I guess it happened the other day. My landlord said to me, I passed you and I beeped and I waved and there you went, both hands on the steering wheel, just looking straight ahead. There's no telling how many people, I said, you know what? I think it's because where I come from in Massachusetts, I'm from the city. And I mean, I'm from downtown in the city. All you hear is people honking the horn for all kinds of reasons. It's not always because they know you, trust me. When you grow up around that, you just tune it out after a while, I guess. So I always have to tell them, if you see me going down the road, don't bother to honk and wave because I'm not paying attention to any of that. I'm got my mind on whatever, but so many people have said that. Oh, now 31 Celsius, because 31 Fahrenheit is freezing for us. Oh, was I supposed to share that? I have to be reminded all the time. Now, when did I talk about that? Oh, hey, and especially recently, I mean, you always have to drive defensively, but if recently the fatality that I witnessed this week, Wednesday, was 2 weeks ago, so I'm not looking for people that are beeping and waving at me. 0 Celsius is freezing to the rest of the world. Yeah, Italian wedding soup. It's very easy, but I don't remember. I never did a cooking video. I'm not set up for a cooking video. I have about this much, well, I don't know what you can see, but I have about this much counter space in my trailer. I have bigger space, but on that space is a little coffee maker, and then one of those pads that you buy to put your clean dishes on. But I must have mentioned it at one point, or you wouldn't know about it. My Italian grandmother used to make her pasta homemade. She would make up her dough and roll it out and roll it out. And she had 2 wooden chairs and it was either a broom handle or a mop handle that my grandfather sanded down really nice. And she'd put 1 chair here and 1 chair here and put that mop or broom handle that was sanded down like a dowel over the resting over the chair, and she'd hang her pasta over it because it has to dry. That dough has to get hard. If she was making, like linguine or spaghetti, long noodles, she'd hang them over that. Um, she'd make gnocchis and fill. Some of them were just plain, but others she would fill with spinach, and others she would fill with oh, what is that meat? Veal, with veal. And she'd make her own raviolis. And her sister-in-law was a real cook. Her Oh, really? Her sister-in-law, she was a cook, a head cook for a Catholic school. And my great aunt had a big family. She didn't have many kids, I think 5 kids, but she had a lot of grandchildren because one of her kids had 7 kids. And so my aunt, my great aunt, she had her kitchen. She had a regular kitchen, but then in the basement, she had a full basement, and they had her full basement turned into another kitchen. And that's where she'd do all her big cooking, like for the holidays and family events, weddings and things. And my grandmother would go over there and spend the day with her, cooking, preparing stuff. Yep. Make, oh, my nose is itchy. Pasta, pasta, what is that called? Pasta fagioli. I have forgotten my Italian. And eggplant parmesan, chicken cacciatore, lasagna, of course meatballs, and they'd make their own sauce. And that sauce would cook all day. And Italian stuffed peppers, Italian stuffed pork chops, which I think are just regular stuffed pork chops. And they'd make some kind of Italian fish. I forgot what that is. And strong black coffee. I mean, you could peel the paint off the wall. I think that's why I like black coffee. I grew up on it. And, oh, and then all the desserts. Hey, Tank. Oh, what was that fish soup called? Italian stuffed peppers. Those were always delicious. And did I say chicken parmesan? And my grandmother, when she was making her eggplant parmesan, when she was frying the eggplant, when it was done, she'd take it out of the frying pan, put it in a dish with a paper towel, to absorb the grease. Then she'd put some more eggplant in the frying pan. When she wasn't looking, I would take a piece of the eggplant that she had in the dish, and if I got caught, she'd hit my hand with her wooden spoon. She'd get mad. Chicken cacciatore. Cannot remember that soup with fish. gnocchis, ravioli, linguine. Also, sometimes when they'd have when my grandmother would have a bunch of leftovers, like some pork chops, some veal, maybe a hard-boiled egg or two. We used to have a lot of hard-boiled egg sandwiches, like for lunch. And if she had a big container of sauce left over, she'd put that sauce in her big pot and heat up her sauce and her meatballs, and it would have sausage in it. Then she'd go through the refrigerator and everything got put in the sauce. It would have pieces of pork chop. It would have cut up hard-boiled eggs. It'd have pieces of chicken. It would already have the meatballs and sausage in it, but everything else got put in the sauce. She didn't waste anything. Also, she'd go out in the backyard and she'd cut the leaves from the dandelions and she'd wash them really good and she'd put them in our salads and she'd also saute them. Kitchen sink soup. Yeah, just about. And if you got her and that sister-in-law of hers that was the head cook at that Catholic school, if you got those two together cooking the whole day, my grandfather would just drop my grandmother off and drop me off there. I'd play with one of my cousins, but those two ladies would cook all day. And then my great-grandmother lived just down the road. Someone's gonna park next to me. Oh, nope. They smiled and kept on driving. Fried dandelion. My grandmother would saute it with some onions and some celery. They used to make those Italian cookies, pizzelles, and then the round Italian cookies with that frosting on top and the sprinkles, and then the braided Italian cookies, and some kind of cake that I did not like. It had a syrup. It begins with a T. It was like a bread or cake. Do you know what I mean? It begins with a T. That line is still long over there. They would make a nice pound cake that was good. Oh, and they'd make... Oh, yeah, you like those? I don't like that. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. Ziti. They would make polenta, and then they would put it on this big wooden board, and then they would pour their homemade sauce over it, and they'd put some cheese, and then we'd all sit around the table with that big thing of polenta on the board, and then they would cut pieces of it off. And they didn't buy cheese in a, a bottle that you shake like this. They grated fresh cheese. They went to the deli We had we lived in an Italian neighborhood. Mr. DiPoli was the man that owned the little Italian deli, him and his wife, and he was also a history high school teacher. Oh, the bank is loud. And, oh, you like polenta? It gets hard to stir, doesn't it, in that pot? And they would go to Mr. DiPoli's little Italian store, or they'd send me and one of my cousins. Okay, Alice, thank you for coming. I'm gonna get going too. I'm trying to think real quick if there was another dessert that they made, homemade, I can remember quick. I don't think so. It seems like there was a pudding. Well, I don't think it's Italian. It's just rice pudding. Oh, Granny D came on. Okay. I'm gonna go. I have to be somewhere anyway for 4:30. Let Granny D know, Tank, that I have to be somewhere. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming. I appreciate you so much. I can't get out of here.